We all know that Miftzah Yom Holedes is a Miftzah that the Rebbe very much encouraged, and the Rebbe was the one that introduced it to many, many Kreisen that until then a lot of people felt that it was not a proper thing of doing. So I'm going to try to bring some sources to see where it says in Chazal that Yom Holedes is a special day, especially to do increase and make a cheshbon and nefesh and do in Yom Torah tefillah, and perhaps also to do it even Achar Achayim, his family members, to celebrate and use the day of Yom Holedes of the Nifter as Chayit Naliboy. The concept of celebrating the Yom Holedes, the Rebbe writes in even the Sefer Menhagim, particularly the month that we are in, the month of Adar and the month of Nisan, Adar and Nisan, have a special connection to Yom Holedes, as Chazal say that the whole Simcha of Purim, the Hippul Pur Hu Agoyro, was that Haman didn't realize the greatness of the day of the month of Adar. Haman only saw the negative of the Yom Petira of Moshe Rabbeinu. If he only found out, if he only knew that there was also the Yom Holedes, and that's what Taka caused, V'nahapechu. So we see that the greatness of a Yom Holedes, that it could cause a V'nahapechu. And so too, many Sfarim say that the reason why Chodesh Nisan is a Chodesh of Nisan, of Nisan, is because it's the Ani Hayom Yeliditicha. It's the time that the Eibishter gave birth to us, taking us out of Mitzrayim. And the Chassidim used to interpret Ani Hayom Yeliditicha also as a Chassidish for our generation. Ani is Rosh Tevis Yud Aleph Nisan. The Gemara in the Agadah, we bring the story from the Gemara that Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah said, "Harei ani kiven shivin shana, v'lo zachisi shete'ameh yitzias Mitzrayim b'leilos." So Chazal say, one of the Mefarshim says, what was the taka that caused this great nest that Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah had, that even though he was 14, 18, different Mefarshim, Perushim, how old he was, Harei ani kiven shivin shana. So they say because the nest happened because it was on his Yom Holedes. On the day of Yom Holedes, many great Nisrim could happen. In other Svarim it is brought that we find that the Torah tells us the stories how Yaakov benched his kids b'Yom HaMisa and how Moshe Rabbeinu benches his children right before he passes away. And the question is, what is the significance of giving a bracha for your children b'Yom HaPtira? Where do we find a specialty in the Yom HaPtira? So one of the Mefarshim says, and obviously it's more known about Moshe Rabbeinu, we don't know this about Yaakov. He says, since by Moshe Rabbeinu his Yom HaPtira is the same day as his Yom HaLedes, so Moshe Rabbeinu entering Zayin Adar, which is his Yom HaLedes, knew that he has a special koyach to give brachas, and that's why he gave. It was not necessarily the Yom Petira that is special, even though halacha brings that you should say final words to your children. But the bracha that we find that by Moshe Rabbeinu was taken the Yom Holedes, and that was the special power. We do find that from the story of Purim, as we spoke before, that the Hippul Pur Hu Agoyro, we see a new twist here. That the simcha or the advantage, the koiches that you get from a Yom Holedes is not only b'chayim, v'haraya, Hippul Pur Hu Agoyro, the whole koich of Nahapechu was the fact that Moshe Rabbeinu was noilad in Zayin Adar, in the same day as his Petira, and the story of Haman was so many years later afterwards, and still had the tremendous koyach to do the V'nahapechu. The Eibishter will give him koyach, and all the achlatas tovas that we do, which the Mefarshim quote, and the Rebbe quotes in the Sichos, that when Amalek came to fight Bnei Yisrael, he knew about this koyach, and he knew that it would be difficult to fight Klal Yisrael. So his soldiers that he put in the front row was soldiers that had the Yom Holedes that day, and he figured that because the Yom Holedes was that day, that the teva of the olam, it's a chushkeshtel, that he should have a mazel. And Moshe Rabbeinu, v'hoya kashayarim yodei Moshe's yodei v'gava Yisrael, Moshe Rabbeinu had to change the mazel. And the koyach of a yid is able to change all the mazos, the koyach of a tzaddik, and that was in the tzachon also against Klipas Amalek, and there was a usnutzen, all the koyachas we have the toiv and achayit and libar. Everybody should make a cheshbon nefesh and do tshuva kedarish.